Hey, what's up guys, soloDoubleJ here. Today I am still in the dungeon, but I will be gone for a little bit, so you'll probably be seeing this like in the middle-ish of my vacation when I go to New York. I don't know what's happening or when this is going up, but I wanted to talk about Season 5 and the map changes and discuss my opinion on them. So the first thing that I see as I click on this developer page, which I'll link below, is that they're bringing fog back. Now, fog was a thing in the jungle way back in like closed beta. Me gusta fogo de conquistado season 5-0. I personally didn't get to play with it, so I didn't know what it's like to experience it. And it comes down to how much it actually limits visibilities, and I don't know that. Nobody knows it yet. If whether you're gonna be able to see somebody 20 feet away or you're only gonna be able to see somebody 10 feet away, it really matters. So I can't really give a valid opinion on this quite yet because I haven't experienced it, how thick the fog is per se. But it makes it interesting. It makes it feel like a spooky jungle. It makes you feel dangerous when you go into that area of the map. It makes you feel not safe per se, and I like that aspect of it. It should be a scary place. You should have assassins waiting around at the corners and stuff if you're a squishy mate. I like the idea, and I hope it doesn't get to be a problem, because I can see it becoming a problem because it being too thick or something like that, something stupid like that, or if you turn your graphics down, there isn't really a whole lot of fog, and there's just like ways to get around it. I feel like that's gonna be an issue, and I hope they find out how to balance the fog correctly. It sounds ridiculous saying that, but it's true. It's something that needs to be tweaked. The next thing I see is the new map. They made a new art style for it, and I think it looks great. It looks very interesting. They wanted to distinctify between the two sides, and you have that kind of mountain coming together and everything. It looks really good, I will say. It looks very interesting. Then you have the Gold Fury pit and the Fire Giant pit. They look really good. No complaints here. I always am pushing better graphics in games, especially Smite, even though it's optimized like shit. A change they have in the middle here, it says that they're gonna make the Titans ground-based. That means they're not gonna be floating and booping your ass from 40 feet away now, and I like that a lot. It feels like it was hard to tell who was getting targeted sometimes, and like that they would just hit you outside of the range of the Titan zone, and it was really awkward, but I'm glad they made them ground-based, and apparently they're working on making it easier to tell when you're targeted, being hit, whatever. The next thing is that the map is going to be 20% bigger. Let me tell you why this is a good thing. Right now, the map is small. Left to right, you can go from the left lane all the way to the right lane in like 30 seconds. 35 seconds, something like that, with just boots. So rotating from mid lane to right lane or mid lane to left lane means it takes like 15 seconds, somewhere in there, like an awkward number, but that's not a lot of time at all. So by making the map bigger, you have to invest the time you put on the map into doing things correct. This promotes a lot of different things, like split pushing per se. It's gonna take somebody longer to cut somebody off from split pushing. It's gonna take longer to rotate. It's gonna take longer to rotate to fights necessarily. Pretty much it comes down to players have to decide where they want to spend their time on the map more. It's more important now. Here's a random situation I thought up. Oh, a team fight's starting in a right lane. I'm at my speed buff. I can finish doing my speed buff and still get to right lane in time. Now you have to choose. Do you want to be greedy and farm your buffs, or do you want to run and help fight right away? It's little decisions like that that lead up to a better gaming experience overall. And it emphasizes that decision making is a very important part of the game, and I like it a lot. Hey guys, look, I'm RDO. Oh wait, I'm not brain dead though. Next thing is that jungle camps respawn faster but give less. I don't know if this is a good thing or if this is a bad thing. I can't really say for sure yet without experiencing it. All I know is I want junglers to start in the jungle and laners to start in the lanes. I hate splitting things. I hate that right now you play jungle and you just hold somebody's hand the whole game. You split camps with them, you go to lane with them, you do everything with somebody else because that's optimal. That's optimal experience sharing and gold sharing right now. I want that to change. You start in the jungle and you stay in the jungle. You come out to gank every once in a while. You come out to do objectives, do things like that. It feels better when you're not just like another laner as a jungler, another person sitting and farming, and you like help mid or you help solo lane. And it's like, I hate it. I want to be that lone experience, like you are your own role, not just second support sometimes. So this is, this next one I thought was interesting. They made jungle and lane minions worth more over time. So this is their just attempt to make snowballing less impactful, but I don't really think it changes snowballing all that much, because if somebody's stealing your camps early game, and they're not worth much, but then they're still stealing them mid-game, and they're worth more, then isn't that just the same thing as them always stealing your... It's gonna lead to the same thing as always getting your buff stolen, so it's like, what? I don't know what this will do. I really can't say for sure what this is gonna do. I think this will benefit late game gods more than anything, and it will make those gods just even stronger, but I can't say for sure right now, because the increase might not be that much. Right now, the information about Season 5 is very limited. They're saying general things. Generally speaking, we're gonna increase, but if it's like an increase of 1 or 2 gold, then it doesn't matter. So I can't really say for sure if that's gonna really impact how the game is played, but I feel like the advantage is always gonna be in just safe farming and late game gods at the moment. And here we have a picture of the map. First thing I notice, very first thing I notice, speed buff is by tier 2 tower. It's practically in your fucking base. If you get that speed buff stolen, you're gonna be tilted out of your fucking mind, because you know the enemy went on a journey to get that buff. I do like that positioning though, because that means the jungler will get their speed buff more often, and nothing is more tilting than being a jungler that doesn't get your speed buff, or it gets stolen over and over again. And plus, that position, you can punish people going for that buff more. If somebody's trying to steal it, you can come in, group up, your mid laner and your support are probably right there, and you can just rotate down and kill them, and you get your buff. Next thing I noticed is there's a lot more little islands in the jungle. It's a lot tighter closed in the jungle. Around red buff, there's 4 islands there. Around just the red buff to the purple buff, there's 3 more islands in the middle there. There's a lot of different little things, and I don't know if that's good or bad, because A, it benefits people with jumps even more than it already did. People with jumps already had an advantage over gods that don't have jumps or leaps, and now that just makes it even better, because they can get over that obstacle used to like block an enemy or ability or whatever, and there's even more of them. Next thing I thought was, damn, if you're good at Hu Yi and you learn all those bounces, you're going to be fucking destroying everything. Think of all the new bounces that are there. Next thing I noticed that is Fire Giant Pit is actually more open than it's ever been, and I'm kind of fine with it. I hated those 2 pillars that are like in the Fire Giant, this current patch, and I hate them. So I'm glad those are gone. The last thing I want about Season 5 is just polish up the little things, the very little things in the game that just bug the shit out. When you drop a jungle buff, it drops on the ground for like 0.5 seconds and stays on the ground for like another 0.2 seconds. And you can't pick it up that whole time. I don't want this little bouncing animation. I don't give a shit about that animation. Just let me pick up the goddamn buff. Even better yet, if I kill the buff, just put it on the person. I like that system way more. But that stupid little bouncing animation, I have just spent that extra couple seconds just trying to pick up the buff because you run over it and it doesn't pick up for some reason. It's a small little thing, just fix it. Another thing is like when you back, after you auto attack or something, it like stutters and kind of gives you a back, but it's like, no, you can't back yet. And then you try to back, so you just mash back until you can finally back. Clean that up a little bit. Just the tiny things like that just need to be polished. Just fix them, is what I'm trying to say. It can't be that hard to fix those little things. So that's the information out on Season 5 right now. We'll find out pretty soon. It's only like a week or 2 away until they probably reveal the whole thing. Be patient though. That is the one thing I say. It will need to be tweaked, 100%. Somebody's gonna find some broken ass exploit or something within the first week. It's bound to happen. Give it a little bit of time. Give it like 2-3 patches before we can finally judge if it's good or not. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Follow me on Twitch, do all that sell it shit. I hope you guys have wonderful holidays. I wish you guys the best. Thank you guys for watching. See you later. Peace.